Hi, my name is Kayla Foster, and I graduated from Westchester University of Pennsylvania this past May with a nutrition and dietetics degree. I'm currently living in Chicago, Illinois, where I'm a food service manager for a K-12 school district in the suburbs. I've been enjoying exploring the city as well as being outside to go kayaking or hiking and experimenting with cooking and baking. With this transition from moving from New Jersey to Chicago, it has really strengthened my adaptability trait, which I think is important. It's helped for me to experience a different kind of lifestyle and to handle situations and challenges that I wouldn't normally face. I want to go to Tulane's dietetic internship because it has a focus in community and clinical. And so these past 6 months, I've been able to explore the food service side of nutrition, and I am really looking to experience different facets of nutrition and understand the different avenues that I could go into for being an RD. My expectations from the Tulane's dietetic internship is really to get that real world life experience or have that on-hand experience. Coming from the classroom to a work life daily, I've been able to really understand how I learn better, and it's definitely with that real world on-hand experience. It's helped for me to be in a situation and understand how I can adapt to it or how I can overcome it versus just learning about these different challenges and the ways that you can overcome it. What I hope to obtain from the RD is to really get an insight into clinical and community and to expand further on the food service side. I really am looking forward to understanding and expanding my knowledge of nutrition in the Tulane's dietetic internship. I want to become a dietitian because in high school I was a very active athlete in my school. I played field hockey and basketball all 4 years. I was on varsity, and I really had to focus on working out and following proper food portionings and making sure that I'm menu planning and just properly nutritioning myself so that I can perform the way that I wanted to. I took this into college and made it into my major, and I've really enjoyed learning the different aspects of nutrition and how you can help or what you can do with everything. So I continue to want to explore the subject matter. And in 5 years, I really do want to be an RD, whether I work in either of the three main facets or I make my own avenue or something. I just really want to have that experience and that knowledge that comes with this internship. I do want to work or I want to become certified or have some kind of expertise later on in diabetes. I think it's a very interesting disease, and I think it's a very big epidemic that's happening, and it's crucial to have members of the RD community be an expert. So in my position as a food service manager, I came into a school district where I was the youngest as well as the newest member in the whole entire school district. I was working with men and women who were much older than me and had a lot more experience in their setting. So I felt the first couple of days very uncomfortable because here I was coming in trying to tell them how to change things or to implement new procedures that was told from me by administration. And I had to tell it to people who, some of them weren't accepting of it and some of them were like, okay, we understand where it's coming from. So the way that I handled that was that I just kind of created that relationship to have them understand that I was there to benefit them and that I was working together as a team to come to a mutual understanding. If I ever felt uncomfortable in an internship rotation, I think it would really be focused on where I can go. I would definitely reach out to my proctor or reach out to anyone who could help me in the situation and how to overcome or to handle it. Every situation is unique in its own, and how people decide what to do with it is definitely dependent on them, but I always seek advice. I always go to my boss, or I try and get better understanding of the situation before reacting. How I prepare for a major exam is I definitely take my time to understand when I need to start studying and when I should start really focusing on the studying. I really like to take it day by day and lead up to the exam instead of cramming the night before. I take sections, and this is what I did in college. I would take sections, like chapters, and I would be like, okay, I need to study a full chapter this day, and this next day I'm going to study 2 chapters. The day after that, I'm going to combine the 2 and study it. So I really try to take it in segments so I can make the connections between everything instead of just mass hauling it into my brain and trying to organize it in there. Describe a situation where you felt you were treated unfairly. So this actually happened when I was in college, when I was a server for a local eatery. I kept feeling as though, since I was promoted from a hostess to a server, that I had to do all the nitty-gritty work, and I had to run all the dishes and to roll everything and to wipe everything down. And I totally understand that as the bottom on the totem pole, there was some kind of inferiority to everything, but it just felt that I was getting treated more unfairly since I had already worked there for a couple years and everything. So I kind of just handled it where I did the responsibilities, but I also made it aware to the other members of my other servers, like, hey, like, can you help me out here? Like, I'm really busy right now, but I would really greatly appreciate it. Or like, I would just try and handle the situation respectfully and just work as a team and keep reminding everyone that, hey, we're like a team here. Like, can you help me out? I know that you guys want me to do this, but I really need to focus on this right now. Like, I'm trying to understand everything. So overall, like, we all became a better team with that, and there were more like newer girls who came after me, and instead of treating them like I was being treated, I definitely incorporated everything. I would go over and help them roll the silver. I would talk to them. I would be more open about the responsibilities and a shared partner with everything. Are you better at working on many things? Or are you better at working at one? So back to my food service manager position now, I definitely have a lot of things I have to worry about. I'm currently overseeing 5 schools. So each of the schools have a different kitchen and a lead. So I have to really be aware of what each school has, how we can share the food products, how we can monitor the menus, the inventory. So I really have become the multitasking ability has really strengthened in me, because I have to worry about what's happening at all the schools, as well as the financial aspects of the school district as a total, as well as anything and everything in the middle. I handle some of the paperwork that is a daily thing, and I really have discovered that I'm better at multitasking and having on many projects. And then when I can no longer perform for that project in that moment, I move on to the next one, and it gives me time to clear my head to really process what I need to get done on that first project, and then I can result and perform better than trying to stay on one topic and push through that block of the wall and everything. This really helps for me to be able to perform better. Describe a challenge you faced in trying to work cooperatively. With going into the school district, there were a lot of site leads who were not open to having a new manager, and they felt as though everything was nitpicking. And so it was a challenge because they didn't share the same ideas as me, or they didn't share the same ideas as the corporation. So I really had to work on spinning it for them and to explaining why we are doing this change or why we are doing this, to have them understand. And whenever there was a situation where it was a group decision or anything, I definitely let all the site leads explain what they want or give their information or their feedback. And instead of replying right then and there, I would say, like, thank you, like, I appreciate it, I'm going to process this information. So that way it gives me time to look at it on a bigger scale and look at what I want to accomplish as well as what they want to accomplish, and kind of combine the two ideas and give them that information and then relay that information to them so that they understand that they were heard and that I incorporated what they said, but then we also were able to incorporate what we want to said. So it was a joint combination instead of just a kind of one-sided decision. Thank you for taking the time to watch my interview. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.